Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And as you can tell on my screen, coin market cap is down. I've been refreshing it, trying to see if it can come back up. There's a ton of websites down right now, so we do have to utilize TradingView for now to really kind of see the value of this current market. I'm still watching for Bitcoin to make this nice sweep of the lows at the 300 weekly moving average at about 16.7K. I do believe that we will get there. Obviously, today we are talking about XRP though, and in regards to XRP, I still have my demand zone down here, and I do believe that we will hit it. I'm still waiting to buy heavily down here. You got to remember that these bottoms do take a little bit of time to really kind of formulate, so I am waiting patiently on this. Now, as we are really kind of looking at this market and we are waiting on things to really kind of move, I want you guys to understand and prepare for today, because today is where indices do open. We had a long holiday weekend essentially, so again, today we could expect some nice volatile action. There is no sign of a clear reversal here. We're still at, for an example, like a nice bottoming area in a massive downtrend, and we're still not gaining a ton of momentum. Even on XRP, there's not a lot of volume here. So I'm not going to say, hey, this looks bullish or anything like that, because it doesn't. So with that in mind, let's move on and let's talk about a few things. So first off, I want to talk to you guys about this. So right now, the overall crypto market cap for the entire crypto market is roughly around like almost $1 trillion. And we do see this nice little comparison here. And this is what I've been also addressing to you guys, like as we really kind of look at crypto. A lot of people say, like, is it too late to get into crypto? Is crypto like, too, mainstream, if you will? No. Not even close. Look at the market sizes here. You look at crypto at a $1 trillion market cap, stocks, $90 trillion market cap, derivatives at a $558 trillion market cap. It is truly remarkable how early we actually are in this, markets, when you kind of look at the markets that we are going after and the industries that we are going after from a crypto, perspective. For an example, as you guys do see here, like here's the derivatives market, and each square basically represents $100 billion. It's truly insane to really kind of picture it like this. But I actually shared with you guys something pretty similar when I was talking to you guys about like all of the money with XRP and how it's basically targeting all of the cross-border payment money, as well as like all of the money, if you will, that really gets transacted with. But here's market capitalizations of like some of the Fortune 500 companies going back to like May of 2020. Remember, Apple hit over $3 trillion in market valuation by itself. But you can really see, these are like the main companies here. And when we talk about like traditional stocks compared to crypto, I've always said like we are extremely early in regards to like the markets and industries that we are actually going after in terms of like the dollar figure amounts. And also, talking about going after some large amounts of money, I remember sharing this tweet with you guys going back as far as like March, right, where Ashish Burla basically said, we're close to having a global coverage of on-demand liquidity. The reason why I bring this back up and the reason why I talk to you guys a little bit about it is because we're seeing something change right now around finance. Swift, right? So this is from Linkto. They basically, shared this. It says incumbents such as Swift are now increasingly being mentioned alongside underdog alternatives such as Ripple. This, along with recent developments in the SEC court case, is ultimately further evidence that Ripple's future is secure. And of course, this is coming from today. Yes, their website is down as well. I cannot open this and read it, but I did read it before. But this is talking about how RippleNet is listed as a direct alternative to Swift by Arab Monetary Fund Group. You guys probably remember when I did make a video on this. But the reason why I bring this back up now is we are seeing a major, change happen around Swift, specifically from Russia. We do see here just in Russian government organization has created a blockchain platform for international payments to replace the current SWIFT system. Russia to replace the SWIFT system with its own blockchain platform. And a lot of people actually speculated that it is, cells. Other people are saying, it's XRP. They never heard of XRP before. This is supposed to be good news for crypto and bad news for Ripple. Too late, XRP is the way. Is it called XRP? Like everybody's speculating XRP, right? But to me personally, like no matter what we see within a lot of these articles, like for an example, you'll see like, Russia is going to choose its own blockchain platform, or it's going to choose this blockchain, platform. To me personally, like, nothing will ever compete with on-demand liquidity. When we look at like the patent technology behind RippleNet, because again, the savings fees just from sourcing liquidity from XRP is drastically different compared to, like, if they had their own blockchain platform. They still have to source liquidity through a traditional, system, which again kills the entire efficiency standard around having something like this within a platform. And you guys might be wondering, well, why can't they just, utilize it similar to, making payments with crypto right now? I understand exactly what you guys are trying to get at with that, but the problem still is the fact that, right now, a lot of crypto projects and a lot of even crypto networks suffer from liquidity. Celsius is a perfect example of this. Lack of liquidity. Even, with the whole Luna situation, the backing, it's not backed by, proper liquidity. This is why liquidity is such a key, aspect to really kind of focus on. The 2008, financial crisis was, really sparked by a liquidity crisis within the banking system. So when we talk about on-demand liquidity, not only as a service, but also in general, as an innovative technology standard, like, that changes the entire game for a payment system, or if you will, a settlement system. That's why, like I say, XRP being utilized as a settlement token or even a bridge currency is, incomparable to anything else out there. That's why, like, I laughed when like the Bitcoin maxis would talk about like the Lightning Network. It is completely night and day differences. But also, talking about, some interesting things around settlement, on-demand liquidity, and things like that. Mr. Kateo of SBI gave an investor presentation today in Nagoya. I'm hoping that I'm saying that name right. On page 164 of 187, it stated XRP on-demand liquidity will be examined for utilization in the SBI Motor Africa business model when Ripple's U.S. trial has ended in desired results. And this is why I bring up the SEC lawsuit all the time. Everybody's always asking me, why is XRP's value not going up when we see like bullish news around Ripple? This is exactly why. XRP on-demand liquidity will be examined for utilization only after the SEC trial has ended in desired results. This is exactly what we're waiting on with a ton of the partnerships with Ripple. They are not utilizing XRP just to play it safe from a regulatory standpoint. And once we do see a settlement, it changes the entire game around XRP. You're going to see on-demand liquidity really be put in the spotlight once we see that major shift within the SEC lawsuit. This is why I say I've been waiting patiently for this. Also, remember, from SBI going back to 2019, this article resurfaced just recently as everyone is trying to, kind of clickbait it, if you will. But it does, stand the, test of time, if you will. The dominoes has fallen one by one across the globe. SBI CEO, every bank in Japan will use Ripple's XRP by 2025. And a lot of people say, like, I don't believe this. Like, for example, like a little misleading. SBI will have a few banks in Japan that will utilize XRP by 2025, not every bank. It doesn't really matter on the time frame. I don't really care by, like, by 2025. I truly think that a large percentage of banks will be utilizing Ripple's XRP, if you will. And the reason why I say that is because of liquidity crises and liquidity worry. That on-demand liquidity is such a major change, not only from a technological standpoint, but also just from a systemic standpoint, to not only stabilize banking liquidity, but also revolutionizing unlocking liquidity as well. When you unlock the Nostro Vostro accounts of $27 trillion, it truly builds momentum not only around the value of XRP, but it also builds the momentum around being able to utilize, banking liquidity and sourcing liquidity to make instant payments and also instant settlement. It changes the entire landscape of the entire traditional payment, system. It marches us further in regards to the future of finance. This is why I've always said, like, XRP to me is extremely undervalued, not only from a technological standpoint, but also from a fundamental standpoint. Utility will truly shine in time. And also, a significant screenshot from this article that got posted by a user here mentions that there's basically no value for Bitcoin. Aside from predicting that XRP's still fledgling market capitalization would eventually grow to be a global standard, Kateo also, made positive remarks in relation to Enterprise Blockchain Consortium R3, of which SBI is a member, as well as reportedly being the largest outside shareholder, as well as the R3 Corda settlement platform. And he basically says that, because the fundamental value of Bitcoin is zero, it falls by 80% from the peak, he said. This is rare in the stock market and others. It has been said from the long, ago that the role of the rice exchange rate, even if it fell, or even if it falls, I guess, I don't know why this says fells. I guess that is a typo. It is said that it will almost stop at half price 8 odd discounts, but it continued to fall without stopping. After all, it is because there is no fundamental value. And this is why I say, like, around Bitcoin, a lot of people will argue all the time that, like, XRP holds no value. XRP is doing nothing. It's a sleeper coin. It's this, it's that. You got to realize that we're still in a Bitcoin driven market where it's a speculative market. Bitcoin itself is probably one of the most speculated assets since its inception, saying that it's going to fix, the monetary system. And it was made as a hedge against, inflation and crises around, like a recession and things. But Bitcoin never really showed any sort of stability when we did see crashes. Don't get me wrong, has been great from an ROI perspective. Sure, it has, but those returns will diminish over time, and they have already started to. But even during March of 2020, when we did have the COVID crash, Bitcoin showed its true colors that, it will follow with the stock exchange. So when we talk about it is, does Bitcoin truly actually have any use case value besides being a speculative store of value? I don't really think so. But I do believe that networks like Flare could allow for Bitcoin to have more utility cases. But also, when we talk about XRP has been proven. It's tried and tested. Utilization of XRP as a token is going to change exactly how we look at crypto. I do believe that XRP and many coins like it, XLM, XDC, HBAR, etc., are going to shine the brightest once we do see this market transition from, a speculative market to a utility-driven market. And also, we do see here from Rosie Rios, yet again, the train has left the station. And I know that you guys are probably going to think that this is, older. It's actually a little bit of a newer interview here where she is talking about this, but listen closely.
And if you're only thinking about it now, you're behind the 8 ball.
Also, just so that you guys know, this the volume on this, like the actual sound quality, is pretty rough on my end as well. So trust me, this is the video, not, the sound or anything like that from me.
Train has left the station. I keep saying that, and it's absolutely true, especially when it comes to this topic. So what people need to realize about intergenerational wealth is it's already happening, right? So we're talking about so the boomers, which is my generation, we have the most discretionary income. But this next generation, basically, the millennials, although it's pretty much anyone born in the mid-90s and later, are going to inherit this opportunity to really think about investments in a totally different way. So when you think about those generations, so technically, the millennials or anyone born between 1980 and 1996. But again, look, my son's 26, my daughter's 21. I call them the Robin Hood investor, right? But in reality, these are kids who grew up with the internet, right? So anyone who's grown up with the internet, they see the world as very flat. It's no longer what they're taught at home, what they're taught in the classroom. It's what they see. It's what they've learned, the good, the bad, the ugly of the internet. They're very tech savvy, they're very confident, but they don't have the experience that perhaps a lot of wealth managers, financial analysts, managers, etc. need to really understand how to think about their investments. So for me, it was very important that I get into their heads. My daughter's 21, my son is 26. When I left the Obama administration in 2016, after serving both terms, I studied these kids, I call them kids, for 2 years at Harvard. And I really wanted to understand kind of the social, political, economic way that they think and how they behave. And for them, it's kind of this one and done world, right? It's set it and forget it. Right. Technology means everything to them. They're very, very confident, they're very progressive, and they're very savvy. But again, they lack a lot of the world experience that my generation still has. So even here now in this economic downturn, this unprecedented economic downturn, this is where, in my opinion, the wealth management industry has a huge opportunity. It's no longer about taking them out to golf and buying them dinner. It's really kind of thinking about how to use technology and information in a totally different way. So if you're not already on their app, on their phone, and that's how they access information, if you're not already there, you're behind.
And she's basically talking about technological advancements, generational wealth. And she's basically saying like generational wealth is here. Honestly, like even when we look at this market, at the current, moment in time, yeah, this is a generational wealth opportunity. And also, just so that you guys know, right? I want to warn you guys ahead of time, tomorrow, right? Because we'll probably get a major sell-off in this entire market due to what is happening around the internet. Right now, we're seeing DDoS and internet down trending on Twitter. In fact, on my tweet that I just recently said, like I said, bro, almost like every website is going down right now. I can't even access CoinMarketCap. Everybody's saying, let the bank runs begin. This is how they'll create a, bull market being manipulated right now. And everybody's saying like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, none of my exchanges loading either. Everything is down right now. And it's going to be rough. I want you guys to understand, like right now is the moment in time where, we should be paying attention not to only, cyber attacks, but also bank runs that, basically happen from cyber attacks. And things like this could happen very fast. Remember that, just recently, ECB President Christine Lagarde is warning the risk of an abrupt correction on Europe's financial and housing markets is high. There it is. We are on the, final stretch now. While the correction in asset prices has so far been orderly, the risk of a further and possibly abrupt fall in asset prices remains severe. So when we talk about things like this, right, they are preparing us for the downfall. They are preparing us for the recession. But I do believe that there is one last major run up before this happens. I am cash heavy right now to buy the dip. In fact, I actually just mentioned to a few people like hey, I'm cash heavy, waiting for Bitcoin to hit like roughly around like 16K, as you guys do see here. Like I said, we were expecting a sell-off. We are cash heavy over here, 16K for Bitcoin. We are waiting patiently. That's why I said like I'm even waiting patiently on XRP, because when we take a look at things happen, like generational wealth on XRP will be here. Things are rapidly shifting, and I want you guys to understand like it is formulated around this SEC lawsuit. This SEC lawsuit will determine XRP's value. Like, if we do get down to these levels, which I suspect that we will, I'm going to accumulate heavy because in a settlement period for XRP, my sell-off points are up here at around like almost $9 to $14. We could go much higher with the settlement. I mean, I do have the prices labeled on the chart, like anywhere above the 1618 at around like almost $29. Anything above that is going to be massive for ROI perspective. But also understand the technology standard behind XRP and the utility standard behind XRP. The value for XRP is so undetermined by not only like, fib levels, technical analysis. It's determined by just the technology and the innovation behind what XRP can really kind of solve, not only from a liquidity standpoint, but a settlement standpoint too. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.